Good evening, class.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to all of you. Class, my name is Ravi Singh. Okay. And I'm going to take your maths and LR. Okay. So, class, let's discuss the pattern of the various examination. For example, NIFT, NID, UCEED. Okay. So, just tell me one thing. I think everyone is a design aspirant. I hope, are you appearing for NIFT and NID only?
Yes, sir.
Anyone from like NATA, BR student? No one? So let me talk about NIFT and ID plus. That's very important, and then we will be talking about UC as well as. Okay. So which stream you are looking for? मतलब किस stream के लिए आप जाना चाहते हो? Have you decided yet कि कौन से stream में जाना है?
No, sir. Not right now.
Not right. ठीक है. It's an important class, right? Because after 1 year you have to decide which stream you have to go. So you can make your mind like two types. Okay. First of all, ki whether I want to be like a designer or whether I want to be kind of technical designer. A technical designer means basically you would be working with the software. Okay. Non-technical designers basically would, they would be also working with the software, but not that much as compared to the technical designer. जैसे technical में मैं क्या बात कर देखो technical मतलब आपका इस तरीके का हो गया जैसे UI UX जैसे आपका फैशन कम्युनिकेशन हो गया उसमें ग्राफिक डिजाइन हो गया एनिमेशन हो गया फिल्म मेकिंग हो गया तो ये जितने भी आपके जो ये है डिजाइनिंग है ये इसमें आपको पूरा टेक्निकल होगा वेयर एज इफ यू आर गोइंग फॉर टेक्सटाइल डिजाइनिंग इफ यू आर गोइंग फॉर फैशन डिजाइनिंग इफ यू आर गोइंग फॉर लेदर डिजाइन नेटवेयर डिजाइन तो इनमें इतना टेक्निकल नहीं होता है बस इट्स मोर रिलेटेड टू द डिजाइन आई विल से तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल जस्ट बाइफरकेट योरसेल्फ बिटवीन दीज ठीक है कि आपको किस में इंटरेस्ट है आर यू अ लवर सॉफ्टवेयर लवर ठीक है so if you are a software lover then choose this thing because fashion communication if I talk about NIFT or graphic design or animation design if we see in your NID so those things are trending now ठीक है आजकल ये ट्रेंड कर रहा है अगर मैं आपको फैक्ट भी बताऊं जॉब मिलने में भी इजी होता है इन सब में ठीक है एज कंपेयर टू योर दीज ब्रांचेस लाइक फैशन डिजाइनिंग आपका टेक्सटाइल डिजाइनिंग ठीक है दीज डिजाइन आर ऑलवेज गुड ठीक है एवरग्रीन ब्रांचेस है बट जो ट्रेंड है आजकल आई एम टेलिंग ठीक है तो यू कैन डिसाइड योरसेल्फ एंड देन अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट उसके बाद अपनी क्रिएटिव फैकल्टी से डिसाइड करके यू कैन डिस्कस कि ओके I am having a kind of interest in this that thing. Okay. Now, let me talk about the GAT part because mainly I would be taking your quants and your logical reasoning. Okay, so that will be part of GAT. So first of all, let's check for your NIFT. I hope you would be aware the pattern of NIFT, but if you are not, let's discuss the pattern first. It's important. So I would be generally talking about the GAT part only. Now in the NIFT, you would be having two rounds. So in very first round, you would be your having your main paper. So in that one, you need to cover two. That is your CAT and GAT. So what is CAT? CAT is your drawing part. That is creative ability test. And GAT is your general ability test. So in GAT, you would be having four things. That maths we need to study, that is quants. Then logical reasoning we need to study. Then we need to study with your English, GK plus. These four 20 question would be coming from math. And if we see for the logical reasoning, 15 question, 15 question would be coming from logical reasoning. English mein you have 50 question in which English is also further divided in two parts. That would be your grammatical and your comprehension. So 25 question would be from comprehension part and 25 question would be from grammar part. Okay? I'm writing 50 question together. You can write it down grammar plus comprehension 25. Then you have GK plus current. That also will be of 15 question would be there. GK will be basically a static part. Okay. So out of 15, at least 7 to 8 questions would be from static and 5 to 6 questions would be from current part. 7 to 8 आप देख सकते हो और 5 to 6 ऐसा. Overall, if you see class, it would be of 100. Okay. Whereas in your CAD part, you would be getting 3 to 4 questions with the options also, right? And in that 3 to 4 questions, it would be of 100 marks. The time duration would be given here is 3 years, right? Now, if you see in the GAT, the time duration is of 2 hours, and class, it is of 100 marks also. Like if you see here, it's of 100 marks here. And there is 1/4 of negative marking. 1/4 of negative. Right. Now we have some percentage. Yeah, I will say we have some weightage here. So the weightage of your CAD part is 50%. The weightage of your CAD part is 50%. That means half of the paper will depend on your CAD, your drawing part. Okay. And then the 30% is for your CAD. And the 20% remaining is for your second round, which is class situation. Okay. So if you clear your first round, then you go to the second round, and then that 20% is counted. So in situation test, what will happen? So basically, you have to make 3D models. They would be providing you the craft materials. Okay, and with the help of that craft material, you have to make a model, 3D model according to the questions given there. And so it will be also 100 marks. Okay, 2 hours would be provided here. And after that class, you would be getting your merit or rank, and based on that, you would be getting the position. Okay. So this thing is clear, class.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, class, if you see this year, what happens? They have given the GAT part very tough. Okay. So because of that reason, your cutoff, I will say, was went to 30, like 10 marks less as compared to the last year. Last year, the cutoff for the I will say for the first round was 40 marks. Okay. So cutoff for the first round was 40 marks, but this year the cutoff went to 30 marks for the first round. Okay. Just clearing the cutoff won't help you guys, because just clearing the cutoff won't give you good rank. Right. So you have to understand this thing कि अगर आपको 40 marks भी आ रहा है, ठीक है, out of 80, ये 50 or 30 or 80. तो अगर आपके 80 में आउट ऑफ 40 आ रहे तो देन ऑल्सो यू वोंट बी गेटिंग गुड कॉलेज, आपको अच्छा कॉलेज नहीं मिलेगा, क्योंकि सिंपल सी बात है, सिचुएशन बहुत आउटस्टैंडिंग करोगे देन जाके आपको एक अच्छा कॉलेज, मतलब अच्छा कॉलेज तो नहीं मिलेगा, तब भी एक आपको एवरेज कॉलेज मिल सकता है। टू गेट इन द टॉप कॉलेज लाइक निफ्ट दिल्ली मुंबई बैंगलोर, अगर आपको टॉप कॉलेज में जाना है तो यस यू हैव टू बी मोर देन दैट कट ऑफ, एटलीस्ट 10 to 15 मार्क्स शुड बी मोर देन द कट ऑफ। अगर कट ऑफ 40 है तो आपको कम से कम यहाँ पे 50 to 55 आने चाहिए आउट ऑफ 80। ठीक है, उसके बाद अगर आप यहाँ पे आप सिचुएशन टेस्ट में लेट्स से 15 मार्क्स ले आते हो आउट ऑफ 20, तो you got approx 70 marks. Now, if you are getting 70 marks out of 100, yeah, that is a very good score, I will say. That will provide you in like top 500. 500 में provide होगा। So, if you are in top 500, you would be getting providing the best college, I think. आपको गांधीनगर तक आराम से मिल जाएगा सारे कॉलेजेस, बेंगलुरु मिल जाएंगे। हाँ, ये होगा कि न्यू दिल्ली में आपको कोई स्ट्रीम चाहिए लाइक फैशन डिजाइनिंग चाहिए तो वो नहीं मिलेगा, इट हैज टू बी लाइक टॉप 50 स्टूडेंट्स गेट फैशन डिजाइनिंग, या यू हैव टू बी टॉप 100 तो आपको फैशन डिजाइनिंग मिल जाता है। तो इस तरीके का क्लास, ठीक है। नाउ इफ यू सी एनआईडी, राइट, अनदर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एग्जामिनेशन। तो इन एनआईडी में आपका क्या है, आपके कुछ कुछ जो आपके वहां पे कोर्सेज हैं एज कम्पेयर टू निफ्ट, ठीक है, वो वहां पे आपके ज्यादा है। लाइक निफ्ट में आपके 6 स्ट्रीम्स होते हैं, राइट, बट एनआईडी में यू हैव 8 स्ट्रीम्स। So because of that reason, like suppose if you want to do interior or furniture design, so that is not in वो आपके NID में, तो बहुत बच्चे वैसे भी अपेयर करते हैं NID को। And NID become little tougher than NIFT. The reason is that simply the number of seats in NIFT is very much higher as compared to NID. जैसे अगर मैं निफ्ट में बात करूं तो अगर निफ्ट में 3500 सीट्स है, अप्रॉक्स 3500 प्लस होंगे, ठीक है, अप्रॉक्स में बता रहा हूँ, तो एनआईडी में जस्ट 350 सीट्स, ओके, 350 प्लस सीट्स है। So the number of seats is 10 times less. Okay. So if the number of seat is 10 times less and the student appearing for the NIFT and NID is almost same, then automatically the competition is going to be rise in your NID. Right? NID में आपका competition tough होना ही होना है. So because of that reason NID थोड़ा tough हो जाता है. एंड सेकेंड थिंग वो थोड़ा सा टेक्निकली ज्यादा पूछता है क्रेडिट में, ठीक है। नॉन टेक्निकल आपका जो गैट पार्ट है तो इसमें मैथ्स मतलब वो एनआईडी नहीं पूछता है, मैथ्स के तो काफी मतलब लाइक लास्ट 2 or 3 years इट्स नॉट आस्किंग एनी क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम मैथ। लॉजिकल रीजनिंग पे भी ही इज फोकसिंग ऑन योर नॉन वर्बल रीजनिंग मोर, राइट। रीजनिंग इज आल्सो डिवाइडेड इन 3 पार्ट्स, वर्बल, नॉन वर्बल एंड योर एनालिटिकल। तो आपका एनआईडी जो होता है नॉन वर्बल लाइक डायग्रामेटिक काइंड ऑफ रीजनिंग जो होती है उस पर ज्यादा फोकस करता है, निफ्ट इतना फोकस करता है। तो चलो लेट्स सी द एनआईडी आल्सो, द कांसेप्ट ऑफ एनआईडी। Okay, so in NID class, if we see the pattern of NID, again NID also have very similar pattern to the NIFT only, but there are some changes here. Like NID also has 2 rounds, first round and second round. So in your first round, it would be having what? Again, cat and gat, your cat and gat part. And the second round, it would be having studio. That is also called as mains. Now class. Now cat basically most of the paper is dominant by the cat only. ज्यादातर आपको क्वेश्चन कैट के ही मिलेंगे इसमें। अब इसमें मैं अप्रॉक्स तो नहीं बता सकता, बट अप्रॉक्स मतलब एग्जैक्टली नहीं बता सकता, बट अप्रॉक्स इसमें भी 3 to 4 क्वेश्चन आपको ड्रॉ करने के लिए मिलते हैं, ठीक है। और फिर जो आपका गैट में होता है इट विल बी मैथ्स। मैथ्स अगर मैं चाहूँ तो हटा देता हूँ क्योंकि मैथ्स एनआईडी इज नॉट आस्किंग, राइट, बट इट कैन आस्क ऑल्सो, राइट, उसका मूड के ऊपर है, बिकॉज NID is not mentioning anything in its syllabus. Okay, it's not mentioning like he will ask maths. Yeah, number of question of maths would be coming this much. ऐसा कुछ mention नहीं करता है, ठीक है? So might be it can ask question from maths. So let's write down. Then logical reasoning, English, GK plus 5. Now I told you कि NID में आपके जो number of questions given है that is not fixed, है ना? यहाँ पे pattern fix नहीं है class, तो we don't know कि maths से कितने question आएंगे. They can give you 2, 5, 4, whatever they like they can give you. Say for the reasoning, English and GK correct. Reasoning में I have already told you कि they are focusing on non-verbal reasoning more as compared to verbal reasoning. Okay. English में कुछ comprehension, कुछ थोड़ा सा grammar plus GK और आपका correct affairs आएगा. हाँ, जो आपका फर्स्ट राउंड का जो पेपर है इट विल बी ओनली इन वन गो, लाइक आपका 3 आवर्स में यू हैव टू गिव योर कैट एंड कैट टुगेदर, मतलब पेपर वुड बी कंबाइंड. इसमें अलग अलग नहीं होता. से निफ्ट में यू हैव डिफरेंट पेपर, यू हैव अ पेपर फॉर कैट, यू हैव अ डिफरेंट पेपर फॉर कैट. so you have 3 hours for cat especially and 2 hours for cat, but इसमें combined time they give you 3 hours. Okay, and in 3 hours there is no negative marks. It would be of 100 marks and there would be no negative marking. इसमें कोई negative marking नहीं है. तो ये mention कर आपको especially note करना पड़ेगा. You can attempt the question. Okay. Now if you see for NID class, for NID second round is very important as compared to the first round. क्योंकि NID में क्या है आपका, the first round is just for 30%. जो ओवरऑल पूरा फर्स्ट राउंड है वो 30% वेटेज होता है, और जो आपका सेकेंड राउंड है दैट इज ऑफ 70%. ओके, so because of that reason the studio test becomes very important for NID perspective. Of what they are asking in studio test, so they are asking a lot of things class. I'm just naming few of them, like 3D models they are asking here. They are asking wire modeling. ओके, तो वायर से आपको कुछ बनाना पड़ेगा, तो वायर मोल्डिंग पूछते हैं, क्ले मोल्डिंग पूछते हैं आपसे, ऑडियो विजुअल राउंड होता है. ओके, एंड समटाइम they take GD and PI also. Okay, they will make a group. Okay, in that group they would be asking some questions based on, so kind of GDPI लेते हैं but not exactly GD. ठीक है, तो like these kind of things they would be asking in your. ठीक है, so I hope question from NID is also clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So we have another government exam that is called UCEED. Now it's little different from NID and NIFT, because UCEED में क्या है, the things would be same. There would be one question, like if I talk about UCEED class, UCEED में it is of 300 marks. आपका 300 मार्क्स का पेपर होता है टोटल आपका UCEED में, जिसमें से 240 मार्क्स is for GAT, आपका मेन GAT होता है, and only 60 marks is for your GAT. So you have to just draw one question. इसमें एक क्वेश्चन आएगा and इसमें अप्रॉक्स 62 to 67 क्वेश्चन आते हैं, ठीक है, अप्रॉक्स आपके गैट पार्ट में. ठीक है, एंड गैट वुड बी अगेन कंसिस्टिंग ऑफ मिक्स टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन. कुछ मैथ्स के कुछ क्वेश्चन रहेंगे, कुछ आपके लॉजिकल रीजनिंग के होंगे, कुछ आपके इंग्लिश के होंगे, कुछ जीके करंट. ठीक है, द क्वेश्चन लाइक UCEED is asking is different from NIFT and NID. First of all, it's giving the question based on your visualization. जैसे if you are very good in visualization, if you can visualize the question, okay, then UCEED will become very easy for you guys. Otherwise, if you can't visualize, then it will be very tricky, or I will say it would be very difficult to clear, because most of the question, whether it's of maths question, whether it's of reasoning, okay, they are putting visualization in it, right? And their favorite part of reasoning is non-verbal. Non-verbal reasoning पूछेंगे, basic क्वेश्चन लाइक काउंटिंग ऑफ फिगर्स पूछ लेंगे. काउंटिंग ऑफ फिगर्स मतलब कुछ भी बहुत डिफरेंट टाइप के इमेज दे देंगे एंड दे विल आस्क यू काउंट दिस टाइप ऑफ फिगर. उस उसमें, ठीक है, वो फिगर आपको काउंट करना पड़ेगा उस इमेज में। दे विल गिव यू फाइंड द डिफरेंस, जो हम लोग गेम खेलते थे कि दो पिक्चर एग्जैक्टली दे दिया एंड यू हैव टू फाइंड द डिफरेंस। दे आर गिविंग दीस टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन, राइट, वेरी लॉजिकल या वेरी visual based, so they want to check ki how good you are at visualization. Okay, so all the chapter like UCEED is covering, they would be asking visualization like cube and dice, mirror image, water image, counting of figures. These are their favorite chapters of UCEED. Get note those, counting of figures. Okay, cube, dice. These are their favorite chapters of UCEED. And in math, their favorite chapter is mensuration or geometry. Okay, they're asking a lot of questions from geometry and mensuration. Plus, if you see for UCEED, you would be having three types of question. That is your NAT, MSQ, and MCQ. They have NAT. In the NAT, you have to write the answers. There will be approx 20 questions first. So in that 20 question, you have to write the answer, calculate and write the answer. Then you would be having MSQ, that is multiple select question. There would be more than one option would be correct. Okay. And then we have MCQ, only one option is correct. Okay. So these three things would be asked in your, let's say, this type of question. प्लस दे आर नेगेटिव मार्किंग ऑल्सो। अब नेगेटिव मार्किंग जो होता है वो आपका चेंज होता रहता है, बट जनरली आपका जो नैट में जीरो नेगेटिव मार्किंग होती है, एमएसक्यू में जो आपकी नेगेटिव मार्किंग होती है लाइक वन वन फिफ्थ कुछ कम होती है काफी, वर्ड ऑप्शन 0.37 ही होती है अगर क्वेश्चन आपका 2 मार्क्स का है तो। और एमएसक्यू में डायरेक्ट आपकी वन थर्ड आपकी नेगेटिव मार्किंग, ठीक है। तो दैट नेगेटिव मार्किंग चेंजेस यू हैव टू सी अकॉर्डिंग टू द नोटिफिकेशन, बट एमएसक्यू और एमसीक्यू में यू वुड बी गेटिंग नेगेटिव। NAT में generally negative marking नहीं होती, but that also changes. So that we have to check according to the notification. Fine. 5 top colleges of government in UCEED are IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, IIT Guwahati. Okay. Then IIT Hyderabad and one triple IT Jabalpur. These are the 5 colleges of government college in UCEED. Apart, rest are the private colleges. Right. Like out of 300, if the total of 300, so cutoff marks would be like this. जो जनरल कट ऑफ जाता है 105 के अप्रॉक्स आता है, तो आप पास तो हो जाओगे, बट यू वोंट बी एबल टू गेट अ गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज। इफ यू वांट टू गेट इन टॉप रेप्यूटेड कॉलेज लाइक आईआईटी मुंबई और दिल्ली में जाना है, तो एटलीस्ट 200 प्लस मार्क्स। और आईआईटी बॉम्बे के लिए तो स्पेशली 210 मार्क्स आपको एटलीस्ट स्कोर करने पड़ेंगे अकॉर्डिंग टू द पेपर लेवल, तो आपको जाके आईआईटी बॉम्बे में, ठीक है। चलो क्लास, आई होप आई हैव कवर्ड ऑल द 3 मेजर एग्जामिनेशन गैट पार्ट, ठीक है। निफ्ट का मैंने बता दिया आपको, NIFT का बता दिया, फाइन क्लास। एनी क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम दीज 3?
Sir, what will be the syllabus for maths?
Yes, we are coming to that. So class C, the syllabus we need to cover is till the class 10th, okay, class 10th level. So, and arithmetic would be the basic thing that we need to cover. So I'm going to write the chapters here. You can note it down.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So we are going to start with one subject for once, or like every subject?
Uh, I think you would be getting started with every subject because I would be covering your maths and LR. Okay. I think जो आपका इंग्लिश है और आपका जीके you can ask इंग्लिश बेसिकली ठीक है वो भी आपका स्टार्ट हो जाएगा तो you can ask this thing according to your counselor. Plus maths के topics देखते हैं. So the topic in the maths we would be covering would be percentage, ratio and proportion. And doing average, and problem on ages, first, then partnership, profit and loss, equal interest, interest, time scale distance. Uh, मतलब, see, few chapters I'm including this time, like geometry, permutation, combination, probability, because if this time they have asked one question from these chapters. Like before that, they were not asking any questions from these. Like mensuration से कोई question नहीं आते, geometry से कोई questions नहीं आते थे. But these years they have asked. So इस बार का pattern काफी changed था as compared to the last 4 to 5 years. The level was also high and they have included some chapters which they were not asking. So I'm going to take all the chapters according to the latest syllabus है ना जो भी मतलब जो last year उन्होंने पूछा है तो I will try to cover all the chapters so that none of your question miss in your paper. So these would be the major chapters that we need to cover. For reasoning part, like for verbal reasoning, classification, coding, decoding, analogy, and direction, and order, order, then block, and the presence, and the and this is manifest. Okay, class. So these are the chapters in your maths plus your reasoning that we need to cover in the entire syllabus.
So, can you please explain that what type of career we can build after our BF Tech?
BF Tech. Okay. See, basically, if you are going for BF Tech, you are going for apparel design, right? Or like you can go for kind of merchandising work. So what is an apparel design? What is in merchandising? For example, if I give an example, like if a textile designer, right? What a textile designer do? He basically chooses the cloth, yeah, material, कि कैसा कपड़ा बनेगा, right? Fashion designer basically designs your clothes, कि उसका design क्या बट अ फैशन बेसिकली आपका जो एप्पल में रहेगा या मर्चेंडाइजर रहेगा तो इट्स बेसिकली मैनेज द एवरीथिंग टेक्निकल पार्ट में रहेंगे सो योर स्टोर्स वो मर्चेंडाइजिंग में भी जा सकते हैं कि आपका स्टोर का जो आउटलेट होता है वो कैसा होता है तो उसकी एक टीम होती है ठीक है प्लस आपका जब आपका पूरा जो मटेरियल रेडी होने के बाद हो गया उसके बाद उसकी पैकेजिंग कैसी कैसे डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन जाएगा तो दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग या मैनेजमेंट टाइप ऑफ थिंग में आप जा सकते हो पीएफ दैट इज नॉट एज अ प्रॉपर डिजाइनर ठीक है क्योंकि अगर डिजाइनिंग की बात करोगे तो देयर आर फैशन डिजाइनिंग कम्युनिकेशन डिजाइन ये सब के डिजाइन ठीक है बट इट विल बी लाइक एप्पल डिजाइन में बेसिकली आपका ओके चलिए सो आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट विथ योर मैथ्स ठीक है लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द मैथ्स So a very important and a very basic chapter that we would be doing is percentage class. Okay. Now there are very two important chapters in arithmetic. The very first one would be the percentage and the second one would be ratio and proportion. Okay. So these are the basics of arithmetic I will say. ठीक है तो आपको ये दोनों चैप्टर अच्छे से क्लास क्लियर होना चाहिए. So let's start with percentage. So class, why do we use percentage? Right. The first question that can come in mind is why there was a need to use percentage. So tell me, why do we use percentage? कुछ भी जो भी आप लोग के दिमाग में आ रहा है यू कैन से प्लस एनीवन
Compare.
टू
Like how
कंपेयर
much a thing is in comparison, but in terms of hundreds.
in terms of okay so why we are taking in terms of 100 because to understand the data easily right if someone says like you got 80% 90% right so it's very clear okay, okay I'm getting 90% that means out of 100 I'm getting 90 so okay where I'm lying But if I say you got 373 out of 500 and I don't tell you the percentage, then you would be thinking, okay, how much I got, what position right I am right now, right? So इस तरीके का आप सोचो. So percentage helps you to understand the data easily. एक तो डेटा समझने के लिए आसान हो गया. दूसरा आपने बोला comparison. Of course, when you need to compare data, ठीक है, अगेन अगर वो डेटा को कंपेयर करना है, फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू गॉट 5 लाख मोर प्रॉफिट देन द लास्ट ईयर, ठीक है, जैसे मान लो ए को एक एक पर्सन है लेट्स से, तो ए को लेट्स से 1 लाख का प्रॉफिट, 1 लाख का प्रॉफिट. बी एक पर्सन है, ही गॉट 2 लाख प्रॉफिट, राइट. तो इफ आई विल आस्क यू कि हु इज डूइंग द बेटर बिजनेस, तो आप क्या बोलोगे क्लास?
B.
Yes, it would be B, right? If I ask you who is doing the better business, you would be saying B, right? But class, if I give you this data, A has invested, let's say 2 lakh rupees. Okay. Whereas B has invested, let's say 10 lakh. Okay. So now who is doing the better business?
A.
It's A, right? If we talk the profit of A in terms of percentage, now A got 50%, right? Whereas B just got 20% of the whole investment, right? So it's very clear that A is doing a good, like he is doing better than B. When the things in terms of fraction, जब fraction आपका बहुत less होता है तो वहां पे दिक्कत होती है समझने में. तो if you convert that thing also in percentage, so there also it become very easy to understand. So it's very clear that we use percentage to understand the data easily. Second, for the comparison here, and the third is for the fixing a part. ठीक है, अगर मान लो मुझे अपना कोई पार्ट फिक्स करना है, let's say I have a business and suppose I just want a profit 10% profit from that business. I don't want to be get involved every time, so I said okay, I will invest some money, just give me 10% of that business. So what I did here, I fixed a part of my profit. ठीक है, तो percentage helps here also कि मैंने 10% 20%, तो it's easy to understand कि सब whole में मेरा कितना part है. Right. So these are some reason that we are using percentage, है ना. इसका reason, that's why they have created, इसने भी create किया होगा इतने like that century. तो उसने ये सोच के create किया होगा कि let's create a thing from which we can understand the data easily. Okay, that's why percentage was created. Okay. Now, for solving any question class, we need three things. If you can command on three things, you can solve any question. The very first thing is your statement. The second comes your concept. And the third comes your. Okay, ये तीन चीजें. So if you can command on these things, statement, concept, and calculation, plus you can solve any. आपको कोई question? So what is statement? Statement, for example, let's say if I give you a question, if find the area of the rectangle and I have given you length and breadth of that rectangle. So statement basically means you understood that question कि अच्छा इस question में क्या बोल रहा है, area बोल रहा है निकालने के. तो question समझ में आ गया कि find, I need to find the area in this question. ठीक है. So if you understood that question, that means statement part is clear. Statement part was clear. Now comes the concept. कि if I understood कि okay मुझे area निकालना है, but if I don't know the formula of area of rectangle, then how I'm going to find it? मुझे area of rectangle ही नहीं पता कि base आपका length into breadth होता है, तो मैं कैसे निकालूं? So that is the formula. Concept is the formula, and third is the calculation. Suppose you know the formula, you understand the question, but you did a silly mistake while calculating. आपने values ही गलत कर दी निकालने में, या आपने value गलत रख दी formula में, तो भी what will happen? You will get the wrong answer. ठीक है. So if you work on these three things, plus you can solve any question. and whenever you are stuck at any point या आपको कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं आ रहा है, आप एक बार चेक करो कि at which part you are stuck because major you would be stucking at the stage, आप यहीं पे अटक जाओगे mainly. तो ये part clear हो जाता है तो at least 40 to 50% question you have solved. Okay, then comes the concept part. Concept would be like I would giving you all the concept that the for any chapter you would be requiring to solve any question. The concept I would be giving you, but statement you have to work class, ठीक है, with me and by yourself also. कि statement एक ऐसा चीज होता है ना जो आप प्रैक्टिस के साथ ही आपको आ सकता है, जितना प्रैक्टिस करोगे उतना ही आपको आपको स्टेटमेंट पार्ट क्लियर होगा, या आई विल से जितना आप रिवाइज करोगे, राइट, जस्ट प्रैक्टिसिंग द क्वेश्चन नॉट रिवाइजिंग द क्वेश्चन वोंट हेल्प यू. मैथ्स में भी बहुत ज्यादा रिवीजन की जरूरत होती है. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट कि आपने एक बार एक क्वेश्चन कर लिया उसको दोबारा देखने की कभी लाइफ में जरूरत नहीं. ठीक है, आपने अगर उस टाइप क्वेश्चन कर लिए तो एटलीस्ट अगर वो क्वेश्चन नहीं देख रहे तो उस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस को रिवाइज करते रहो कि सो दैट द कॉन्सेप्ट इज जस्ट क्लियरिंग एवरी डे एंड डे. ठीक है, आपको कॉन्सेप्ट हमेशा याद हो रहे. ठीक है, तो कॉन्सेप्ट पे ध्यान करना. एंड द लास्ट इज योर कैलकुलेशन. सपोज यू आर गुड इन स्टेटमेंट, यू आर गुड इन कॉन्सेप्ट, बट कैलकुलेशन में मिस्टेक कर रहे हो तो वर्क ऑन हियर आल्सो. कि लर्न द टेबल्स. ठीक है, इफ यू आर हैविंग अ प्रॉब्लम विद बॉड मास एलसीएम लेने में दिक्कत है, मान लो कुछ भी छोटी छोटी चीज है, तो you can work there, you can tell me, I can, we can both work there. ठीक है, and जो भी प्रॉब्लम होगी we can sort it out. ठीक है, so now let's come to the concept of the percentage. ठीक है, I'm going to tell you each and every concept here. तो concept देखते हैं percentage का. So very first concept is how to calculate percentage. How to calculate percentage. ठीक है, percentage को कैसे calculate करें? For example, if I give you a number, simple number, let's take that number as 500, and if I tell you to calculate 20% of it, what should be the value class?
100.
Yes, class. It would be 100. Yes, class. Check. Let's check. देखो, number क्या है?
100.
100. Yeah. See, the number is 500. We need to find 20%. So it will be what? 500 into 20 by 1. You solve this thing, you will be getting. So what I did here, देखो मैंने क्या किया, मैंने 500 into 20 by 100 किया. Why did I, मतलब why I did like this? The reason is that class, the with the name of the chapter itself, percent, per. तो per का मतलब क्या होता है? Per means divide, and cent means, so whenever you have to remove this percent sign, you divide by 100. Okay, I need to remove this percent sign. मेरे आंसर में percent sign नहीं था, मुझे 20% कैलकुलेट करना था. इस तरीके से बोल लो या इस तरीके से समझ लो कि जब percent sign हटाना होता है तो divide by 100. ठीक है, यहाँ पे मैंने divide by 100 किया, मतलब 0 0 कैंसिल कर दिया. I got. So this is how we calculate percent. Okay, let's take the number as 750. Calculate 25% of it.
$187.5.
187.
187.5.
187.5. I hope everyone is getting 187.5.
Yes, sir.
Let's check. So simple, 750 into 25 by 100. Now if you want to do, it's 1 by 4. आप 1 by 4 directly calculate कर लो. और you want to cancel out, आप ये 0 0 cancel कर सकते हो, ठीक है. Then आप यहाँ से cancel out further कर सकते हो. Whatever you like, you can do it. तो अगर मैं 1 by 4 calculate करता हूँ, 750 का 4 1 30 7 8 2. So yeah, last one getting 187 point. Okay. Now let's take the value as 550. Okay, and you can calculate 150% of it.
$625.
625.
825.
825.
825.
825. Okay.
825.
Again 825. So it would be 550 into 150 by 100. Now if we cancel these two 0, we are left with 55 into 50. Okay, you can multiply. Plus 25. So it's getting 8. So this is how we calculate the. Now let's move to the second concept. The second concept is percentage more and less. अभी क्लास ये percentage more or less का क्या मतलब है? Let's understand this thing. ये more or less है what I'm asking. So if I ask you, let's say the number is 500. Let's say the number is 500, and now you have to calculate 20% more of it. So what should be the value here? क्या value होनी चाहिए?
100 over 600 it will be.
Okay.
$600.
600. Right, class? Why we are doing like this? क्यों 600 आ रहा है समझो. देखो, it says percentage more here, so we need to calculate 20% more of this value. 20% more. So we just simply what we did, we added 105. Okay, and we got 6. So why we are adding 100 in this 500? Because you calculate 20% of 500, which we got 100, and then we added in 500. So 500 was actually, if you compare this value with itself, अगर आप 500 को उससे ही compare करोगे, so it will be 100%. And then you calculated 20% of 500, which was 100, and when you add it, you are getting 120. Okay, this was the first way कि आप जितना जो percent आपको extra निकालना है, just calculate that value, add in the initial value, right, and you will get that result. The second way is that class, we can directly whatever the percentage more you have to calculate. For example, आपको 20% more calculate करना, आप directly 20 100 में add कर दो 120. So calculate 120% of that value. 500 का अगर मैं 120 calculate करता हूँ, that will also give me. So sometime you can follow the first method, sometime you can follow the second method as per the calculation required. Okay. The percentage more is basically 100 plus X%. And for class percentage less, it will be 100 minus. Right? So if number is let's say 400 and you need to find 25% less, a number is 400 and we need to find 25% less, what should be the value class? Arya? Yes, class. Tell me.
300.
300. We can do this orally class. The number was 400. We need to find 25% less. 25% of 400 would be what? 100. And if you subtract 100 from 400, will give you 300. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The answer would be 3. Yes.
Yes, sir. 300.
3. Right. Let's move to the third concept class. The third concept is what? Something is what percent of something. For example, if I ask you, say 20 is what percent of 80? 20 is what percent of 80? So what should be the value?
25.
25. Okay.
$25.
25. Okay. So let's check how to calculate this thing. See, I'm asking this is what percent of this value. So whenever you like this is what percent of that, right? So always remember the thing you are asking, like 20 we are calculating now. So 20 goes in numerator, and if you are calculating with respect to something that goes in denominator. So यहाँ पे I'm calculating with respect of 80. So 80 will go in denominator and into 100. Okay. Now if I solve this thing, so we would be getting 25. Now, if I ask you, let's say 20 is what percent of 20, then it will be class.
100.
It would be 100,
100.
right? Because when you compare a value with itself, it will be 100%. Right? I told you in the beginning also, when we compare a value with itself, it is always 100%. When we compare ourselves with us, okay, so we will be 100% of ourselves. तो अपने के 100% होंगे. But when we compare ourselves with someone else, then might be would be less or more with that. Okay. Now let's move to the fourth concept. That is the net percent change method. So what do you mean by this net percent change plus? What is this net percent change here? So net percent change, net percent change. जो formula है, formula is x plus y plus x into y. Okay, this is a formula for net percent. What is this x and y is here class? What is this x and y? X and y are percentage change. Percentage. and have to be taken have to be taken with their with their take it. So where we can apply this net percent change method. Plus, in any questions they are asking find the net percent change, you can easily calculate there. And in any formula, when there is a product of two things and that affects the net. Okay, जहाँ पे दो चीज का product हो, दो variable का product हो, and that is affecting net. So there you can. Okay, let's take one question here. Let's try this question. Okay.
12, like 12%,
12% what? Decrease or increase?
decreased.
12% decreased.
12%.
%12 decreased.
Yes, class. I hope everyone is getting 12%. Okay. See, if we see here, the question says what? The length of the rectangle field is increased by 10% and the breadth is decreased by 20%. Then what is the net percent change in the area of the field? So we need to find the net percent change, right? And if we see the formula of area of rectangle, then the area of rectangle is length into breadth. Length into. Now we can see here that there is a product of two variable and that fits the net. So of course we can apply the net percentage method. And second thing class you have to see here everything is given in the term of percentage. That is also important. The length भी जो increase हुआ है वो 10% से दिया है, breadth भी 20% से decrease दिया है, and they are asking the net percent change. Whatever the area is changed, that also asking in terms of percentage. So that's why we have to apply this net percent. So X would be X would be what? X would be plus 10 and Y would be minus 20 because it's increased, so I would be have to take plus 10 and it's decreased, so I have to take minus 10. Now put in the formula and you would be getting net percent change. It would be plus X minus 20 plus 10 into minus 20. So now if I solve this thing, I would be getting minus 10 from here, minus 2 from here. So minus minus would be plus, but the sign would be off. So the overall we are getting plus minus 12%. We can say the area is decreased by 12.
So,
Yes.
so in every question of net percent change, the values will be given in percentage only.
Yes. Then only you can apply. If
So
there
is there any other way rather than applying formula like?
see the formula one is easier as compared to normal way. Okay, for
Because
example.
because now it's easy to like remember the formulas, but when there will be collective chapters, it will be difficult for us to remember so many formulas, because now also I did it some other way and it was very quick way.
Okay, okay, I understood your question. See, the formula I'm telling this formula is not particular for this formula. This formula is going to be used for many number of questions. Okay, so, and that becomes easier to solve. That's why I've given this formula. And some formulas you have to learn because class it's a competitive class, right? And in competitive exam, basically you have to do the question in very fast way. ठीक है तो जैसे टफ टफ क्वेश्चंस भी इससे इजी हो जाते हैं फॉर्मूला से हाँ इसका मैं आपको बेसिक वे भी बता देता हूँ कि बेसिक वेज के दो तरीके से आप कैलकुलेट कर सकते हो बेसिक वे भी ठीक है द वेरी फर्स्ट एंड वेरी बेसिक वे कि यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड द लेंथ हैज टू बी 100 and breadth has to be okay so if the length and area in this case would be coming what 10,000 because area is 10 breadth दोनों का product है so this will be the area. And if you calculate the length now, because the length is increased by 10%, so it will become 110, 10% more of that, right? And breadth will become what class? 80%. So it will become 80 of this value because if 20% is decreased by 20% is decreased by that means 80% of this. So now the area would be what? 8800. Since I need to find the net percent change, what is the net change here? So how to calculate the net change? Net percent change is the take the bigger value 10,000 minus smaller value 8800 with respect to the initial value in this case will be 10. Okay, from here if I solve here that will give me 1200 and you want to cancel you can cancel these two zeros so 1200 by 100 plus you can see 12. Overall the area was decreased so I will say the area is decreased by 12 right. This is one way. Another way कि आप एक सीरीज मेथड के थ्रू भी इसको कर सकते हो कि आप एरिया को 100 मान के फिर वहां पे इसको सॉल्व कर सकते हो so there are n number of ways in maths to do the question ठीक है इसमें भी ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लगा but understand the questions I would be giving further right उसमें आपको this method will help you so that's why you have to learn some of the concept but I'm not going to give formula for every question मैं ऐसा नहीं करूंगा कि आपको हर टाइप के क्वेश्चन के एक फॉर्मूला बताऊंगा नहीं मैं आपको एक जनरल मेथड ही रखूंगा कि so that can be applied to lot of okay class I hope you understood by this method also.
Yes, sir.
So let's take
Yes,
another
sir.
question. Let's take another question class. Okay, this is the next. Yes, class, done. Okay, class. So let's check the solution, how we need to do this question. The question I have given here says the radius of the circle is increased by 25%, then what is the net percent change in the area of the field? Now you would be thinking, can we apply net percent change method in this one? Yes, class. क्या हम net percent change method apply कर सकते हैं इस question में? Yes or no? Confused? चलो देखो. What is the area of circle? Pi r square, right? The value of pi is constant, so 22 by 7. Let's take that value and r into r. So that's a formula of area of circle, class. Now, what I told you where we can apply this net percent change method, I told you that everything should be given in percentage. Okay, and we have to calculate. The answer would be also in percentage. So that thing is satisfied कि यहाँ पे सब कुछ percentage में दिया है और answer भी percentage में पूछा हुआ है. So yes, this is one thing. Second thing I told you कि there should be product of two variables and that affects the net. Right? And if you see here, there is a product of two variables. अब it is same, doesn't matter, no? It doesn't matter कि वो same है different है. I said two variables, so दो variable है, and it's affecting the net class. It's affecting the net. So of course we can apply the net percentage method here. Pi का value constant है, it doesn't affect. है ना? Pi को यहाँ पे एक और मैं constant से multiply कर दूँगा, तो all it doesn't affect. ठीक है? There should be product of two variables. So that we have to check. Now, in this case, my x and y both will be what? 25 plus 25 we will say. Okay. And put in the formula net percent change. So I would be getting x plus y. So x plus y plus x into y by 100. Okay. Now if you calculate this thing, you would be getting 50 from here and 25 per square is 625 by 100. So if we solve this thing, we would be getting 50 plus 6.25 and that gives 56. Okay. Let's take another question, class. Okay, class. Try this question.
%20.
How much?
20.
20%. Okay, class. So class, the question might be coming, can we apply the net percent change method in this one? So just tell me, can we apply this net percent change method here?
No, sir.
No. Yes, Meera, what do you think? Can we apply net percent change method here? Yes, Meera.
Yeah, I think so, but I didn't apply it.
Okay. So how did you do this one?
I just did it with the basic method. Like I divided the 25 with 125 into 100.
You divided 125 by 25.
No, 25 by 125
25 by 125. Okay.
into 100.
Into 100. Why you did like this?
Mm, because the increased price is 25 and the new
Okay.
price is 125, and for like getting in terms of 100 I multiplied it with 100.
Okay. So you follow the basic method key. Let's say the price is 100. And if the total price, I'm saying expenditure, key, let's say the total expenditure is 100. Okay.
Yeah
Okay, I got it. Key,
yeah,
how
because
much?
I don't know how to apply the formula because there was only one variable, so I just did it with the normal way.
This would be the also very good way कि you मतलब that is called a basic method कि आपने series method से किया इसको कि 100 मान के expenditure को 25% से increase करके 125 आ गया. Now you want to reduce further, तो आपने वो x% लेके 100 कर लिया. ठीक. Okay. Class ठीक है. देखो, we can do this thing by formula also. So I'm going to tell you one formula which is very important formula also for the entire math. है ना? पूरी math में आपको formula काम आएगा. So let's check that formula. The formula is expenditure per unit price and consumption, or you can say. So what is the relation between these three things? इन तीन वर्ड में क्या रिलेशन है क्लास? देखो, एक्सपेंडिचर क्या होता है, पर यूनिट प्राइस क्या है, और आपका कंजम्पशन क्या है या क्वांटिटी क्या है. तो एक्सपेंडिचर इज बेसिकली द अमाउंट यू आर स्पेंडिंग ऑन. कुछ चीज खरीदने के लिए जो आप पैसे खर्च कर रहे हो, दैट इज योर एक्सपेंडिचर. ओके. पर यूनिट प्राइस बेसिकली if the sugar is for rupees 20 per kg, तो आपको per unit price हो गया. And consumption or quantity is like if you're buying some quantity, तो वो आपका होगा. For example, if the price of sugar is 20 per kg and you have 100 rupees, price of sugar is 20 per kg and you have 100 rupees, how much kg you can buy, class? Yes, 100 रुपए आपके पास है, 20 रुपए पर किलो चीनी का दाम है, तो कितनी चीनी खरीद सकते हो?
5 kg.
5 kgs.
5 kgs, राइट. तो इसका रिलेशन क्या बना? इसका बना पर यूनिट इनटू कंजप्शन या क्वांटिटी. मतलब आपने 20 इंटू 5 किया और इक्वल्स टू क्या आ गया? 100 आ गया. मतलब 100 रुपए में आप 20 रुपए पर किलो चीनी है तो कितना खरीद सकते हो? 5 kg खरीद सकते हो. So that is the formula of this expenditure per unit price and consumption, right? Now we have seen, what we are seeing here, कि in this formula there is two variable and that affects the net. So we can apply the net percentage method here. Now how to apply it? In this case, देखो, the price जो है आपका वो कितने से increase हो गया आपका? 25%. So I'm going to say my x is plus 20. Okay. I need to reduce my consumption by y%. So that expenditure remains same. If the expenditure is same, so if I was spending 100 rupees before and now I'm also spending 100 rupees, so I would be getting what? Net change as 0 plus. Net change as change in one. The net percent is 0. X would be 25. Y I just need to find. And if I solve this thing, so take the x on this side, the constant value, and y would be. If you solve this thing, take the LCM. That would be 4y plus y by 4 minus 20. So class from here would be 25. 5 y upon 4. Cancel this thing. The value of y would be 5. Okay. Now let's move to the fifth concept. The fifth concept is series method or arrow method. Now it's very important method because with the help of this series, or I will say it's kind of a basic method only. So actually from this method you can solve any type of question. आप सारे question जितने भी जो हमने किए ना class, सारे question आप इस method से solve कर सकते हो. Now what is series or arrow method? Let's understand. I hope you have noted down class this question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to erase it. Okay, let's. So what is a series or arrow method is basically when you take the price, let's say 100, right? If I take that price as 100 and now I want to increase that price by 20%. I want to increase that price by 20%. So this value will become what?
120.
120, right? Okay. Now suppose I want to further increase this value by, let's say, by 25%. So now what value will become?
150.
150, right? Yeah. It will be 150, 120 into 125 by 100. That would be 5 by 4. 30 is a, that will give you 1. Now let's say let's decrease this value by 10%. So you would be getting 130. Right, class? So in percentage, in series method, you can increase the value, you can decrease the value, whatever you want, you can do. Okay. So where let's take some question basically in which we would be applying the series method only. Now, class, we have two questions based on one. It says the population of town is 1,44,000. The current population they have given. It increases at the rate of 20% per annum. So you need to find the population after 2 years. And the second question is the population 2 years ago. Okay. So give a try, class. This coming second.
Will it be 208360?
207360.
I think it will be 208 only. 208360, not 7.
Yes, class done.
Yeah, my answer is 208360.
20.
My,
8360.
Okay.
my answer is 207360.
Okay. Anyone else, class? Okay. What was the population of the town 2 years ago? I hope this is for after 2 years.
Yes, after 2 years.
Tell me 2 years ago. Have you calculated, class? I just need to know that are you still doing it or we should discuss.
We'll discuss.
We can discuss, class.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sure. Let's discuss, class. So the very first one will तो I think it's okay easy आप सब लोगों ने कर लिया हो शायद कि we need to find the population of the town after 2 years. So the population, the present population is given 1,44,000 and it's increasing at the rate of 20% per annum. So if it is increasing at the rate of 20% per annum, that means every year the population is going to increase by 20%. So मान लो अगर आज इस town की population 100 है, ठीक है? Let's say the population of this town is 100. तो next year कितना हो जाएगा class? 120 हो जाएगा. उसके next year क्या होगा? इसका भी वन मतलब इसका भी 20% मोर सो इट विल बी 144 फिर इसका 20% तो ऐसे निकालते जाएंगे वैल्यू राइट जितने ईयर्स के लिए बोलेगा उतना ईयर का निकालते जाएंगे so in this case the values are different here they are saying the population of the town is 1,44,000 ठीक है 1,44,000 है तो after 2 years क्या होगा so after another year it will be 20% more of this value. So 20% more of this value will give you what class? Into 120 by 100. ठीक है जो value calculate करना आ जाए फिर you have to find after another year. तो जो भी value आएगा उसका 20% more we need to calculate. Okay. So whatever the value will come, 20% more of that value. So can I write like this? 1,44,000 का 120 by 100 into 120 by 100. Plus this is clear to everyone. Itna clear? Can I write like this?
Yes, sir.
So if I cancel out these zeros here, what I am left with? 12 into 12, that will be 144. You can multiply this value. Okay. 144 into 144. So that will give you what? 16, 7, 5, 6, 7, 5, 4, 4, 1. Just add them. 6. That will be 13. And that will be 7 for 11, 11, 15, 16, 17, 8, 9, 10. So class, I am getting the value 20,736 and 10. So it's coming 2,07,003 after 2 years. Okay. We need to find what was the population of town 2 years ago now. That was the question, second part. So how to find this one? 2 years ago kya tha population? So tell me, should I do 1,44,000 minus 20% then minus 20%?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. But class, this will give the wrong answer. If I just simply do minus 20% here, that will give me the wrong answer. You need to understand a very, very important concept here. ठीक है? समझो क्या है? Let's say you have the value 100. आपके पास 100 रुपए. I increase that value by 10%. I increase that value by 10%. So it will become to how much? 110. Right? Now, if I decrease 10% in this 110, well, I will get back 100. क्या मुझे यहाँ 100 मिल जाएगा वापस?
No.
Let's say we won't get it, class. We won't be getting this. We are getting 99. We are not getting it. Okay. So understand and note this point. Key percentage is not like addition and subtraction. Generally, we do this type of mistake. कि हम percentage को addition subtraction की तरह समझ लेते हैं. But it's not like that. अगर आप कोई वैल्यू को उतना परसेंट मोर निकालते हो और उतना ही परसेंट लेस निकालते हो, यू वोंट गेट द सेम वैल्यू, है ना? आपको सेम वैल्यू नहीं मिलेगा, क्योंकि अगर आप कोई वैल्यू को कुछ परसेंटेज मोर निकालो, वैल्यू बढ़ गई है और फिर उसका उसका परसेंटेज लेस निकालोगे तो वो ज्यादा कम हो जाता है. यू वुड बी गेटिंग ऑलवेज लेस देन 100. ये 100 से हमेशा कम होगा, चाहे आप 20% कर लो, 30% कर लो, द वैल्यू वुड बी ऑलवेज लेस देन. वो हमेशा लॉस में होगा, कभी प्रॉफिट में नहीं होगा. अगर क्योंकि इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन भी आपको मिल सकते हैं कि मान लो एक पर्सन है, he got a profit of 10%, okay, and then he got a loss of 10% on the same. So overall loss to profit हुआ या loss हुआ, तो sometimes the answer case says कि no profit no loss, but वहाँ पे उसको loss होता है. ठीक है, तो we would be discussing those kind of questions in profit and loss, but अभी percentage में आ जाते हैं. but percentage में भी तो समझते कि if we add some percent and we subtract some percent, we won't get the same result. So doing -20 won't help us. ठीक है, उससे भी previous value तो नहीं मिलेगा, तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? So let's take the 2 years ago population as X. इसको X मान लें. And I know that this population is also increased by 20%. Maybe 20% से increase. So if I increase consecutive 2 years by 20%, I would be getting the present population, which is 1 lakh. Right, class? अगर मैं X को 2 consecutive years increase करता हूँ, तो I would be getting the present population, present तो आ जाएगी. Now how to write this thing in form of equation? तो ये x का क्या है? x का 120% है, और क्लास इस वैल्यू का 20% मोर निकाल लो, तो इस वैल्यू का 20% मोर क्या है? 120 by 100 का further 120 by 100, and that is equals to what? 1,44,000. So from here the value of x will be what? 1,44,000 का. Now 100 will go here, 120 will be down. So the fraction is going to reverse. It will become 100 by 120. 100 by 120. Okay, class. Now if you solve this thing, so it will be 120, and then if you solve further, it would be 10. So the value of x from here we are getting to be 1 lakh. So the population of the town 2 years ago was 1 lakh. And the population of the town after 2 years will be 2,07,000. Okay, I hope this thing is clear, class.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Fine. In the next class, we would be taking the shortcuts to calculate the percentage, plus then a lot of the questions. Okay. So abhi to I have not started the question that much. I have just given the concept. इसमें concept उठाया, questions में कराऊंगा अभी अच्छे वाले आपको, ठीक है? तो आज के लिए percentage में इतना रखते हैं. Let's keep it till here, and let's start something with the reasoning also. Let's introduce a reasoning to you. I think for most of the student reasoning would be a new subject, है ना? आपने स्कूल में भी शायद ये चैप्टर नहीं, मतलब ये सब्जेक्ट नहीं पढ़ा होगा. So let's start with the reasoning. So let's start with the chapter distance and direction. Easy chapter. So first of all, in distance and direction, we have to understand the direction, of course. So we have 4 primary directions. Those are north, south, east. Okay. The one point you have to take care here is that you have noted down कि east is always on the right hand of north. East हमेशा north के right hand पर होता है. तो अगर मैं north को इधर put कर दूंगा, ठीक है, तो east इधर आ जाएगा. So this thing we have to clear. Now we have 4 secondary directions. Those are northeast, southeast, southwest, and north. Clear? Okay, class. Let me ask you one question. If I ask you the direction of this point, can you tell me, class, what is the direction of this point?
Towards west.
Towards west. Okay. Yes, class. Everyone, tell me what should be the direction?
West north.
Okay, northwest. Yes, class. More answers. This is very first class.
The west.
West. Okay. So I'm getting the answer as west, northwest, west, right? Chalo, let's check. The direction of any point depending upon what? The initial point or reference. Because if I have not given the reference point, you can't tell the direction. अगर मैं reference point ही नहीं दूंगा तो आप direction कैसे बताओगे? Because you are telling the direction with respect to this point, right? अब इस point से तो बता रहे हो मुझे direction. But if I change the direction, let's say if I'm asking with respect to this point, so all the answers are wrong now. सबका आंसर गलत हो गया, डायरेक्शन चेंज हो गया, ठीक है. So you can write down a point कि for to give the direction of any point or anything, we have to know the reference point. Reference point तो पता ही होना चाहिए, ठीक है. Now say class the reference point is here. आपका reference point ये है. तो इसके अकॉर्डिंग क्या डायरेक्शन? Should be west or northwest. Okay. So the answer would be northwest. In north. It won't be west. It will be primary direction only when it completely lies on that. ये west तभी होता जब ये इस point पे lies. Then it can be a primary direction. Like this one, north पे, east पे. If it is lying between north and west, तो ये सारे points क्या हैं? ये सारे north west ही हैं. If it is lying between north and east, so all those points, how close it is to the north or how close it is towards the east, doesn't matter. It will be always taken as fine. Let's move to the second concept. Okay, let's say we have a person that is going in north direction. We have a person that is going in north direction. So can you let me know when he wants to turn right, in which direction he should go?
East.
Okay. Yes, sir. The person is going in northward direction, he wants to turn right. So in which direction he should go?
East.
East, of course. Right would be on this direction. Well, for north, it's just our right. Okay. So अगर आप north में हो तो अपना right देख लो, that will be the right. Left would be your left. Okay. Suppose this person is going in west direction. He wants to turn right. Then he should go in which direction?
North.
North.
North. And suppose he's going in east direction, he wants to turn right. Then
South.
South.
okay, good. Now he is going in south direction, he wants to turn right.
West.
West.
So we got a swastik. Okay. So what is the direction of swastik basically? It's we see here. Direction of swastik is clockwise. Okay. Or simply I can say right is what? Clockwise. And left is plus. Okay. So whenever you have to go right, just go clockwise direction. Whenever you have to go left, just go anti-clockwise direction. For example, if a person is going in east direction, he wants to turn right. So clock over. Clock goes down, no? So it will be down. And person is going in west and he wants to turn left. तो लेफ्ट क्या हो गया एंटी क्लॉकवाइज हो गया तो डाउन हो गया तो इस तरीके से इजी हो जाएगा आपको let's take some questions now okay let's try this question
Southeast.
okay
Southeast.
Southeast.
southeast
Southeast.
sure let's check the solution here it says what it says east southeast becomes north okay northeast becomes west and so on what will be west okay. So if we see here says southeast becomes north. So southeast is here and that becomes north. ठीक है तो ये क्या बन गया क्लास ये आपका नॉर्थ इट्स वेरी क्लियर कि नॉर्थ यहाँ पे था इट्स ट्रैवल 135 डिग्री इन क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन तो becomes north north east becomes west north east becomes west तो यहाँ पे north east का ये west बन गया it also has traveled 135 degree plus right so we just need to find what will west becomes तो यहाँ पे वेस्ट क्या आएगा यहाँ पे सिंपल सी बात है दिस साउथ ईस्ट इज गोइंग टू कम हियर बिकॉज़ इट आल्सो हैज टू ट्रैवल 135 in clock everything will rotate in 135 degree clockwise So yes, class, southeast is the correct. Okay, class. Try this question.
Thirty meter east.
30 meter east. Okay.
$30 east.
30 meter east. Okay. Okay, class. I hope everyone has tried. Everyone is getting 30 meter east, class.
45-meter east.
45 meter east. Okay.
45 meter east.
45 meter east. Okay. So, class, let's check the solution. It says what? Rashik walked 20 meter towards north. Okay. Then he turned right and walked 30 meters. Okay. Then he turned right and walked 35. So he walked 35 plus. Now we are not making from the scale, but approximate. We have to make, like, if you are making 20 this much, 30 should be bigger than 20, 35 should be more than these 30. Right? तो ऐसा थोड़ा सा आपको ध्यान. Then he turned left and walked 50. So left class, anti-clockwise. Okay. So from here it would be 50 here. Finally, he turned left and walked 50. So from this point, he turns left, anti-clockwise, and 50. So in which direction and how many meter he is from the starting position? So we need to find the direction and the distance, but from the starting position. This was a starting position class. So this direction would, I think it's very clear, it's east only, won't west. तो ईस्ट होगा या तो 30 होगा तो 40 होगा. Let's calculate this. That was 20, that was 30, the entire was 35. So I can say this would be 20, so this would be 50 because the entire was 35. This was 15, this was 50. Fine. So if this is 30, this will be also 30. And if this is 15, this is also 15. So 30 plus 15 will give you what class? It will give you 45. So from this initial position, he was 45 meter in. The fourth option will be classify this question.
Northwest.
Northwest, okay.
Northwest.
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 So we are getting class northwest as that. Let's check here. It says what? It says a man walks 5 kilometers towards south. Okay. And then he turns to the right. So he turns to the right, and after walking 3 kilometers, so then this person turns to the right. Right will be clockwise direction. After walking 3 kilometers, he turns to the left. Okay, so then he goes 3 kilometers here, and from this point, he turns to the left. So left means anti-clockwise, that means downward, and walk 4 kilometers. So let's say he traveled 4 kilometers. Okay. And then he goes back 10 kilometers straight. So from this point, he goes 10 kilometers. But this was 5, this was 4. So 10 has to be more than, like it has to be more than this. Now in which direction is from the starting place? So if I see the direction from the starting position, it's very clear it is not. Just make a plus sign. Okay, it's coming in this here, but it's not. Let's take one more question first.
So,
Yes.
in the previous question, we were asked that where is he from the starting place? Like his starting place was the initial point, no?
Yeah,
So-
of course.
Wasn't it supposed to be southeast or something?
No. Let's see. The starting position was this one. No? First of all, he went 5 kilometers south, right?
Yes, sir.
Then he went 3 kilometers on this direction because it was, I think, right here, right?
Yes.
So now, and then he goes 4 kilometers here. So from this position, he went 10 kilometer back. So 10 kilometer back will be in this straight line.
Yes, yes, now I get it.
Let's try one more question.
Sir, 75 kilometer.
75. Okay.
$65 kilometer.
Okay. So class, should we check the solution?
Yes, sir.
Sure, let's check. It says two cars start from the opposite places of a main road 150 kilometer apart. Okay, so there are two cars which is 150 kilometer apart, let's say.
Yes, 65 kilometers.
Okay. Now it says first car run for 25 kilometer and takes a right turn. So the first car, let's say it starts from this point, run for 25 kilometer and then takes a right turn and then run for 15 kilometers. Okay, let's say 15 is this much. It then turns left and then run for another 25. So left class, it will be this direction, 25 here again, and take the direction back to the reach the main road. Okay. So from this point, it takes the direction to reach the main. So now a car A is here. It says in the meantime, due to the minor breakdown, the other car has run only 35 kilometers along the main road. So due to the minor breakdown, the another car could have traveled only 35 kilometers. Okay. So we just need to find what is the distance between two cars at this point. We need to find the distance between. So class car A has traveled what? Like I can say it has traveled 50 kilometers. Okay, because we don't consider this 15 and 15 because vertical. So horizontal it had traveled 15 kilometers, B 35. So the distance between A and B would be now how much? 150 minus distance covered by A and B, 85 minus 150. So it will give you that is it. Okay, class. Sorry. So for today, let's keep it till here. Now we would be doing more questions on distance and direction plus on percentage. Okay. So in the next class, let's check. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So what's the homework?
Homework, what we can do here, key, I think the assignment would be uploaded. Okay. So you can go to your dashboard, right? Your student dashboard. In that dashboard, you would be finding study material. Okay. Go in study material, and in study material, you would be finding your chapters like sorry this basically your subjects. In study material you can go for logical reasoning or quantitative aptitude. In quants you can go in percentage, and then you can find the assignments are uploaded there. From that you can do at least level 1 type questions. You can start with that level 1 questions for percentage and for distance and direction. Okay.
Okay, so thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
welcome first. Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Okay, class, you can leave.